are one of my favorite water snakes.
Sorry, thought it was going to bite me.
We'll find something tonight. Yeah. Hopefully it's something cool. But yeah, that's just general safety precautions. Don't shine lights out your windows. You see headlights coming, just drop whatever you're doing.
Most importantly, let's all just have a good time.
Yeah. All right, let's get it.
Awesome.
You want me to explain what's happening, don't you?
Yes, please.
We are in an unknown location right now, following some people who have it on good authority that they know how to find snakes. We're not entirely sure at all what on earth we're going to see. We've just been told to look out for lines in the road that are perpendicular to the road. Whoa! This car coming. He moves incredibly fast.
Yeah, it's amazing that they have no arms, no legs, yet they bolt.
They get a lot bigger than that.
Do they bite?
Oh, they can.
Basically, right now, the tarmac is still warm from the day, and apparently that's what all of the creatures, especially reptiles, are drawn to. But also, it's just like bears. Basically, the roads act as the path of least resistance for traveling, not just for cars, but for animals too. So we're kind of on the lookout for snakes, alligators, turtles, potentially deer, maybe a cougar, highly unlikely, but you know, we'll take what we can get right now. So just be careful with the car going past. It's illegal to shine your light out a window. Stopping again. Aw, poor sausage.
Weird.
Super squashed.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's still from tonight, though. On a species like this, the mechanics of it is if you feel on the side, it's super rough scaled.
Yeah.
But on the bottom, silky
Oh,
smooth.
yeah.
So that's, if they're going to press up against something, they can increase the friction, helps them move, but on the bottom, no friction, so they just slide.
Garter snakes, water snakes have keeled scales, which is what Kevin was just talking about.
It's just
so
a
they have
line.
a line.
Oh yeah, you
on
can actually
each
really see
scale,
it, can't you?
Whereas something like a corn snake that we might see tonight has smooth scales, so it's just for the friction. Corn snakes are mostly arboreal, where these guys are mostly along the ground.
We always try and take roadkill off the road, because especially on a night like this, other animals will come out and try and eat dead animals that are on the road, and then they get hit too. So we stop for a lot of dead stuff and just see what it is and then flick it off the road.
This one is alive, but unfortunately
Oh, it's lost a
it
leg.
has been clipped, so maybe he can make it. All we can really do is put him in the grass and hope for the best.
What is he again, did you say?
Pig frog.
A pig frog?
Now, when they're in the swamp, they actually make a noise like a pig, like.
Like the snort?
Yep.
It's pretty cute.
Non-venomous.
Does it hurt?
A little bit. They musk, so musking and biting
It's drawing blood now.
are a defense mechanism. Yeah, so water snakes actually have anticoagulant, so it'll bleed a lot more, so it'll look. Yep.
You're good.
He's
Good
way down
part.
there. So it'll look a lot worse than it is. And they actually use that for if they grab onto a fish or a frog and the frog jumps away or the fish swims away, then they can
Follow the trail.
follow the trail. Exactly.
That's so clever.
They also have musk. That's their vent, their cloaca. And it's a real pungent smell that comes out of there because stuff doesn't want to be eating dead, smelly stuff. You guys probably know that the snake has a forked tongue.
You can see that.
So he is picking up scent particles in the air, and then that forked tongue goes back into an organ called the Jacobson's organ, which is up by the roof of its mouth, and it takes its tongue, flicks it out, and then puts it up in that organ so those scent particles can be perceived.
Should we head back into the car?
Yeah, sure.
Kind of want to see some more snakes now.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
find gators, water snakes, cottonmouths in these. Ooh.
This one then.
So now
Same
they're green
species,
water, a little bit bigger. But
They're quite feisty, aren't they, these ones?
Yep.
yeah.
When they're in here, they're usually fully underwater, trying to hunt for fish. And so he's, not only is he fired up from being handled, he's...
Fired up from being out from the water.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can see right when I first brought him out, he's really struggling, really squirming. And that's, you know, he's scared, he's afraid of me. But now he's starting to understand through gentle handling that we're not really a threat. He's not as in danger, so they tend to calm down a little bit. Now, he'll still bite you, and even if you get him fully calmed down, yeah, I mean, you could really, on this one, you can really see the green in him. So they call him a green water snake.
And back on the subject of bites, you can see Kevin just got bit a few times, and you can see that anticoagulant at work. And here's the bite I got about 2 minutes ago.
Just there and cute.
So this one, not even bleeding anymore.
Wanna hold it
But
tight?
yeah, I kind of do actually. But gently, I guess, or...
Yeah, so the whole thing is you want to be as gentle as possible and just underneath, and just if you feel like he wants to move, you try and enable that movement while still having a gentle touch.
I feel like it's gonna
Yeah,
scare you.
you'll see that cock up, but even like this, when you're underneath, you don't know the difference.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and that concept of threat versus just another surface I'm on works for every species. There's a mosquito on your nose.
Yep, I felt that one.
It works for every species, like for the most part. Works worldwide on any different snake species, venomous, non-venomous, big, small. You can show them that you're not a threat, you're not trying to hurt them, they're gonna relax. So if you want, you can go put them down in the water right there and watch
Or
them
just
swim away.
swim away.
Yeah.
How did you spot it?
You just get used to spotting it. Get used to spotting patterns and body shapes, all that.
Did he have a bit of musk going on, that guy?
Oh yeah.
Just put my hand near my face. That smells. I guess that is a pretty effective way to stop anything from eating it, because I automatically touch my face straight away as well, and now I can still smell it.
It's a dead, dusky pygmy. That's a venomous snake.
You can still hear it rattle.
Dude.
Wow, that's a big pygmy.
These are the ones that Chris was talking about that used to be super common down where we are, but hurricane came through and kind of wiped most of them out. We were fortunate enough to find a live one the other night, but it's really a shame when you see a dead one on the road because there are so few down here now.
Yeah.
They're such a small species that it's like, it's hard to even hear it. Even on an individual that large, you gotta hold it by the bottom. So what a rattle is it's keratin. It's the same thing that makes up your hair and your fingernails, but it's all interlocking. It's like a ball joint. It's all like that. So that has layers inside of it that are more of these, and it's actually just a rubbing. It's and it's all friction. It's all contact. It's just it's not like a ball inside shaking around. It's friction. But they have so many, and they can vibrate those muscles so quickly that it makes this audible.
Oh, sick. Haven't seen one of them yet. So we've got a Florida red-bellied cuda, which is...
It's in the same family as sliders, which are like the common pond turtles around here.
Would this be something that maybe alligator might eat?
Alligators, I have seen these in alligators' mouths, not dead.
No
so the
way.
alligator gets it while it's in the water, and then the alligator's teeth are only on the side, so it can't crush it.
These are actually Cuban tree frogs, which obviously we're not in Cuba, so that kind of gives it away that these are a non-native species. The infestation of them is pretty large. It's really hard to do anything about them. Most people have just given up.
Want a gecko?
Oh! How did you get that one?
I just snuck up on him.
Hey, dude. Get it?
There you go.
Oh my gosh, it's tiny. What type of gecko is this then?
That is a house gecko, right?
Yeah. They're also non-native. They're not from here. Yep. Down in Florida, it's just one.
Am I supposed to squash this
giant-
now?
No, it's not.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, look at that one around.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, hello. Where is it now?
He jumped off. It's over here. Yeah, again, we don't fully understand the impact of some of these non-natives, especially the smaller ones.
I can't believe how accurate their eyesight is, because I can't really see anything and they're finding things this big most of the time. Tell you what, I'm getting absolutely nailed by mosquitoes. Only from like the legs downwards. This jacket's actually helping. I think oh no wait, maybe I'm just looking at the reflection of your thing, but... Just stopped the car now to have a look for gators and potentially water snakes that might be lurking in these little areas by the side of the road. Oh yeah, good spot. This is so cool. It's a green water snake right now. I think we've seen almost every colour under the sun. Now with development and trying to put more roads in, how does that kind of make you feel?
Well, it's just habitat destruction, and that is the reason for habitat loss is one of the main reasons for snake population decline.
For people that don't know how important snakes are in the ecosystem, what's their role within that? If you were to take all the snakes out, what kind of effect would you see?
So you'd see a lot more rodents. You know, it kind of knocks everything out of whack.
And it'll work its way right down, I guess, to the bottom layer of the food chain when the water system becomes out of whack as well.
Yep.
And then your bottom layer of the food chain gets annihilated.
If you take any animal out of the food chain, you're bound to
See a
mess something
ricochet.
up, but, you know. So, I don't know. I mean, condition-wise, it seems perfect for dozens of snakes to be on the road, and yet we've seen a few live ones and multiple dead ones.
That's kind of the worst thing, though, about it, isn't it? So first, if they were going to build more roads, they have to destroy a load of habitat to do it. But then once they do, it's almost like baiting in the animals that are left onto a kill zone.
Yep, they did bridges on Miami to restore natural flow to the southern Everglades. And since that has happened, since they're raised up, you don't get as many snakes crossing. So that's actually an example where it's doing something good for the ecosystem and for the wildlife.